Today, we're going to connect the dots. We're going to look at how conflicts happening thousands of miles away can have a very real impact right here in your wallet. We're breaking down India's energy crisis to show you exactly why global headlines are making your everyday life more expensive. It's a question a lot of us are asking, right? You see something on the news about tensions on the other side of the world, and then a few weeks later, you notice your fuel bill has crept up. So, what's the connection? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. To really get what's happening in India, we've got to zoom out first. We need to look at the bigger picture. And right now, the global energy market is caught in a seriously turbulent time. Yeah, it's not just one thing. It's more like a perfect storm of a few different factors hitting all at once. For instance, when conflicts break out, they can mess with the flow of oil and gas. That creates these sudden shortages, what experts call supply shocks. And you know what happens next. When supply drops but demand stays the same, prices have nowhere to go but up. And those price hikes send ripples all across the globe. Okay, so how does all that global chaos actually find its way to India? It turns out our country is in a pretty vulnerable spot, and it all boils down to one single critical fact. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. Over 85%. Let that sink in for a second. That means for every 10 liters of fuel powering our country, almost 9 of them come from somewhere else. And what that really means is we don't control the price of the very thing that keeps our economy running. This chart just lays it out so clearly. That huge slice, the over 85%, that's all imported. We only produce a tiny fraction of what we need here at home. This massive dependency means our whole economy is just super sensitive to whatever is happening in the world. We don't get to set the price. We just have to pay it. So let's bring this down from the high-level global economic stuff to something much more real, your day-to-day life. Because this isn't just a news headline. It has actual, tangible effects on all of us. This is basically the chain reaction that brings global politics right into your kitchen. It all kicks off with that international supply shock we talked about. That means India has to shell out more money for the oil it imports. Then, that extra cost gets passed right on to you at the petrol pump. And since fuel is needed to move almost everything, the price of everything else, from your food to other goods, starts to go up too. And here's what that looks like in the real world. You've probably felt this. The cost of your cooking gas cylinder jumps. Your bus fare gets a little more expensive. Even the vegetables at the market cost more, simply because it now costs more to get them from the farm to you. And you know, at the end of the day, when energy gets more expensive, the entire economy feels that pressure. Businesses have to pay more just to keep the lights on, which can mean they slow down on growing and hiring. It's a ripple effect that touches pretty much every part of our economic lives. So it's a pretty tough situation, for sure. But it's not like there's nothing we can do about it. So what are the options for building a more stable energy future? Well, people are looking at solutions at every level, from the national stage all the way down to our local communities. At the national level, the big goal is to become less vulnerable. That could mean trying to find more oil and gas within India itself, or making deals with more countries, so we're not just relying on one part of the world. And there's also the idea of expanding our strategic petroleum reserve, which is basically a giant emergency fuel tank for the whole country, to be used when things get tough. But what's really exciting is that the solutions aren't just coming from the top. There's a huge wave of local action. Things like turning farm waste into clean biogas for cooking, pushing for more electric vehicles to cut down on petrol use, and of course, putting solar panels on rooftops to harness all that sunshine. Every little bit helps build a stronger system. So really, what this crisis does is put India at a crossroads. It forces us to make a critical choice about the kind of energy future we want and what path we'll take to get there. I think this quote just perfectly sums up this moment. The idea isn't to scare anyone. It's about opening our eyes. These global shocks are a pretty powerful reminder of where we're vulnerable and a huge motivator to speed up our move toward an energy system that's more secure and sustainable. And that leaves us with this final crucial question. The road ahead is going to require a mix of everything. Big policy moves from the government, new ideas from our innovators, and even the choices that we all make every day. It's complex, for sure, but the goal is crystal clear: to build an energy future for India that is secure, affordable, and strong enough to handle any storm the world throws at it. Thanks for tuning in.